Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 25th to the 31st. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's jump right into the last week of August. We are here. This is it. We made it. We made it through that. It's been a bonkers month. You know that, right? We can agree to agree. And here's the thing. This week, I want you to grab life by the horns. I want you to put on some really motivational, inspiring music. Throw on some In Vogue or Barry Manilow. It doesn't matter. Flock of Seagulls. Whatever inspires you, Pisces. Whatever inspires Enya. It doesn't matter. Because this is the last week. Yep. This is the last week to take that inspired action. Okay. You want to do it now. You definitely want to do it now. I'm going to tell you why, specifically you, Pisces. But remember, you're entering a new era. You want to put yourself, I've been saying it all summer long, put yourself where you want to be by February 2026 and beyond. Okay. That's because of the prism portal, the rare grand trine. If you don't know what that is, look at your August forecast. I explain it. The Saturn Neptune video I did for all 12 signs. I'll leave it at the end of this video. But yeah, it is the rare, never experienced in our lifetime alignment. Okay. No one in modern human history has experienced what we're about to experience. And September 1st, it is the cutoff date. And that is because, and maybe you know this, Pisces, Saturn leaves Aries and moves back into your sign. So out of all the signs, you really want to take advantage of this week. Now, I'm not saying it's got to be, whatever for you for September, but not only is Saturn moving back into your sign, September is eclipse season. So you got smooth like sailing this week. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. And it's not just Saturn moving back into your sign. It's Uranus that's going to go retrograde. It's Neptune that's going to go back into your sign. And this week, Pluto is going out of bounds. I'll explain that to you, a little bit later. But do you see how every single planet that's part of this rare alignment, the prism portal, they're all changing. And that's why I told you there are some peak moments, and it's a summer. And this is a peak week to take that inspired action. So please take advantage. I'm here for you. I'll give you these dates so you can start planning. And remember, the other thing is, I dropped these forecasts days before the week began. So you're probably already watching this maybe before the new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees. So this week, you're still under the window of that new moon that just happened over the weekend. So you've got a lot of energy in terms of new and change. Yeah. With the old and with the new. And yeah, we're in Virgo season 2. Yeah. That's meant to transform your day-to-day routines and being hyper focused on the changes you want in your life, getting the job done. Virgo season's not messing around. All about service to others. Yeah. It's your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, contracts, things like that. You know that, right? So this is it. Okay. This is like leaving your mark energy. And remember, it's just like planting those seeds. And then for a lot of y'all gonna see the rewards just in January, February. Yeah. Just let you know, because a lot of this fall and summer, fall and winter in the Northern Hemisphere is going back to what things were like before the prison portal. All those planets going back to where they were, like January, February, March, April, right? So anyway, you're definitely going to feel a lot of energy this week because look at Monday, August 25th, Venus moves into Leo. Yeah. So this is a very different vibe from Venus and Cancer, which was really amazing for you. But now Venus is moving into Leo. What does that mean? Venus and Leo rules your 6th house. That's Virgo's home. So do you see how your everyday activities and routines and your lifestyle and work and health matters, all of that, pets as well, yeah, that's the 6th house, domestic animals, you have this overlap here because that is Virgo season. And then Leo rules your 6th house, which is Virgo's home. So you're going to have a lot of energy in everything that I just said. And Venus, which is love and relationships and money and creativity and beauty, where your heart desires. Yeah. And the sign of the heart and fun and creativity all week for many weeks. this is cranking up your charm factor, your charisma. You're gonna be radiating. You're the one that everyone's gonna follow to the water cooler at the office. This is you got to be super social, flirty. It's your sixth house. There's a lot of work stuff here, to be honest, and your daily activities. Okay. And so there and projects and assignments and things like that, okay. But also health. This is great. Okay. This is really wonderful. It's also it's Venus and Leo. It's fire in your belly. It's passion. Okay. And so you still have energy in your seventh house during Virgo season. So there's a lot that it's like a big focus on love and creative projects and money and contracts and all of that. You got so much happening. I'm like looking at you. I'm like, what? Pisces has a lot going on for them. So I want to remind you that Mercury, yeah, is still in Leo too. So Venus is joining Mercury. Mercury is the mind. Mercury is the brains, right? Venus is the heart. So you have that mind heart coherence. That's so nice. And I've talked about this since June when Mercury moved into Leo for that extended stay. So everything that you had been thinking about or curious about or putting things into high gear, things that you may have launched. Yeah, you have Mercury and Leo. Some of y'all are in new jobs. Venus is now providing all that passion. Okay, so you're going to feel that shift. Yeah, and even wheels that you may have put in motion since the new moon in Leo that we had in June. Yeah, there's a lot happening here. There could even be like office romance, or maybe like, I don't know, you're a member at Soho House, right? Or something like that, like where you do, you remote work, things like that. Okay. So there's just FYI, but it's your seventh house. So it doesn't have to do with love. It can be like business partners as well. It can do with, your relationship with your publicist. Just think one-on-one. Okay. And Mercury leaves shadow. So there's not even a trace of Mercury retrograde at this point. All right. Now, look at Tuesday, August 26th. I can't even make this up. It is one of the most bonkers day since man walked on the moon. Set. JK. August 26th, you got Venus and 4 major aspects. What? Yeah. And technically, it starts on August 25th with Venus trining Saturn. Okay. But here's the thing, we're going to use it that we're going to clump them together because that's what's basically happening. All right. And you're going to feel this days before, meaning y'all are going to start feeling it over the weekend. You're going to feel it throughout the entire week because Venus is aligning with and connecting with all the outer planets. Yeah. Which they move slow, remember, and she's aspecting 0 degrees, 1 degree, 1 degree, new beginnings. It's all about new beginnings here. So there's something that you're getting fired up about in terms of the way that your day-to-day life is about to change. And under the portal of the new moon in Virgo, yeah, a lot of you are signing contracts, getting new jobs, business partners, everything that I mentioned, private chef, whatever you want. Your life is changing. You know that, right? So remember, Venus is, love and relationships and money and creativity. But don't forget, Venus is also beauty and peace and luxury and shopping and material pleasures, what you desire. Yeah, everything you desire, what you value. Now, Venus trine Saturn. Wow, this is Venus and Leo trining Saturn and Aries. So perfecting on August 25th, 1 degree of new beginnings. The last time we had this, Pisces, at this degree was July 1997. So think about what happened for you around that time when it came to your everyday activities, work, health, and money. All right, money. Because remember, Saturn and Neptune are in Aries that rules your second house. Finances, salary, income, but also, self-worth, self-value. It's all about value right now. Venus is, remember, value, but second house, it's Venus's home too. So you have, again, this overlap that's just bonkers. I really love this. Now, the other thing is the second house is also food. So just keep that in mind. There may be something here with food because the sixth house, remember, Virgo energy rules the digestive system. And you do have Saturn, Neptune in your second. And over the weekend, Ceres is going to be active. We're going to talk about the second spread. So just be mindful. There may be some, like, you may be switching up your diet as well. All right. Now, Here's the thing. You got Venus and Leo trine Saturn and Aries. Come on, that's two fire signs, really fiery. And it's Saturn. And so this is incredibly karmic. And you are going to feel this because Saturn, remember, brings that promise of the long term support, stability in commitments and business deals and finances and investments and marriage and creative projects. Your passion, it's all Leo energy. Remember, Leo is the spotlight. You still have the stage. All right. And loyalty here too, as well. So you are definitely new things are happening for you. But remember, you have to put in the work. That's Saturn. Yeah. And you know Saturn by now. Remember, you had Saturn in your sign for 2 years. And he's remember going back into your sign September for a little while. We'll talk about it next week. Okay. But the fact that we are in Virgo season, wow, again, this area of your life, daily activities, work, your responsibilities, duties when it comes to work, colleagues, employees, things like that, you're really going to feel this. All right. And again, a lot of you are just settling into new jobs too, or will be getting them, or starting a side hustle or a side gig, or there's just there's so much opportunity for you. All right. I'm about to cry. You know that. Okay, so I'll stop. You're my secret crush. So anyway, the thing that I love about Venus and Leo, by the way, is that it really allows you to see how much your goals mean to you. All right. So being willing, you're gonna feel willing that just willing to transform through any responsibility and challenges that Saturn may bring. But it's a trine, it's auspicious. Saturn is actually, in his, swimsuit. Like he's good right now. He's opening the door for you. He's usually really hard on you. This is a trine. So he's working things out for you. Please use this. It's all about the long term here. Okay? Now, one other thing. I did say it's Venus and Leo and Saturn and Aries. So those two signs are a little bit very like me, right? So just bear that in mind. It's all about compromise. And I'm just saying that because you do have Mars in Libra. Yeah. And that's in your 8th house. Okay. And so use that Mars's drive and willpower, ambition, but also like relationships, wealth building. 8th house is death and rebirth. It's transformation. You're going through some big changes. All right. So really big changes. We do have a grand air trine kicking out this week. We'll talk about the second spread, but yeah, the even 8th house is like sex too. And you've got Jupiter and Cancer in your 5th. So a lot of relationship stuff, intimacy, things like that. All right. Definitely partnership energy. But again, it can be outside of love if you're not here for love and romance. Just be sure to love what you do, okay? Or what you want to do and make it happen now. Because Tina Turner and Parker Posey from Party Girl, White Lotus, and Jason Alexander, Ricky Martin, Halle Berry, they all have Venus trine Saturn in their charts. They love what they do. You see them, they go the long haul. You got this. Now you have Venus sextile Uranus, by the way. So here's the thing. We talked about this, didn't we? Anyway, Venus and Leo sextile Uranus and Gemini at 1 degree. Something new's happening here. And nobody on this planet has experienced this. Remember, it's been 84 years since Uranus has been in Gemini. This is all about your breakthroughs, okay? Your awakening. And this is letting your authentic self shine. Wow. And especially again with love and money and creativity and creative projects and your passions. And honestly, like, yeah, a lot of stuff here that has to do with love and relationships for you and partnerships. So Venus and Leo, by the way, is also like very like being social, making friends, expanding your network. And then you got Uranus and Gemini anyway. So there's gonna be some stuff with home. Yeah. Uranus and Gemini in your 4th house. I think I told you this story of 2 close friends of mine who are Pisces unexpectedly had to move. Okay. But always it was always in their favor, in the moment it was like, wow, but it's like I found a better place, or one that was bigger and less than they were, what I mean? So just FYI, I'm not, and some of y'all, yeah, it's got to be a thing where some of y'all maybe, but when you look at everything that's happening, it may be because you're moving for work at a place where you're getting paid 500,000 a year rather than 200,000, whatever it is. Yeah, it could be a short thing. Or maybe someone's moving in with you, or maybe you fell in love, or maybe you're gonna fall in love this week. Okay, if you're single, and there you go, you're moving in with someone. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but there can be something here really exciting. It's a sextile. It's a window of opportunity. It's a sliding doors moment. It's really big, and it's in your sixth house, so it's something's gonna change. Yeah, but the best way to use this, by the way, is take a moment and ask yourself, I wonder what would happen if I dot dot dot. Yeah, because this is all about experimenting, being curious, risk taking. That's Uranus and Gemini, but it's also Venus and Leo too. Okay, remember, out with the old, in with the new. You're going to be feeling a lot of that. You've been seeing a lot of changes. You've been seeing a lot of things happen in your life requiring you to, all right, out with the old, in with the new. And you know that our experiences that we have, they shape us. And this aspect is a big shaper, okay? And again, like I said, window of opportunity, but it's a sextile. Yeah, you have to take that action. You have to put yourself up there. Yeah, it's a humongous thing. And a lot of y'all, yeah, if you're going to be buying property, there's going to be something here with marriage. There's going to be something here with children and family, or maybe you discover something about your ancestry or your roots. It's your fourth house. It's your domestic sector. Yeah, keep that in mind. All right, remember, shake things up, old routines, try something new. And Uranus does bring surprises and the unexpected, like your sliding doors moment. Now, we don't get this again, by the way, until March 2026, your birthday season, so I would take advantage. Now, Venus in Leo trine Neptune in Aries, 1 degree. Again, nobody on earth has ever experienced this living right now. And the last time it happened was like 1864. Anyway, this is Venus and Neptune, little sister, big sister. They both rule music. So please come on. I really want you to play music this day. I've talked about sound. Sound is healing, it is therapy. Hemisync, yeah. Left brain, right brain, the binaural beats, all of that, all of that. Oh, MC Hammer, it doesn't matter what inspires you, just be inspired. This is Venus and Neptune. There's so much compassion here. It's all about the arts, music, painting, dancing, cinema, film, photography, creative expression. Okay, use this. You're a Pisces. Neptune's your modern ruler. It's very spiritual. It's like healer energy and all about the aesthetics, but also all about the dream. It's very daydreamy, and it's also visionary and just so transcendent. I've talked about Neptune and vision and visionary and visualize vision boards. It even like, when I sit there and I make these letters a little chunky and I sit there and it's like painting. Yeah, I zone out and it's great. So use it. It's fiery. Yeah, it's in two fire signs. Again, very fiery. You're gonna feel this. All right. And with that said, keep a foot on the ground, because this is one of those, like, it can really take you into fantasy land. And unless you're writing a fantasy novel, or something like that, that's great because it's that creative outlet. But the good news is Saturn, remember, is conjuncting Neptune. So Saturn is bringing you down to reality, bringing that so you don't go too up there. So really, really nice. And remember, Saturn is turning your dreams into reality. So please, please, please put your energy out there. Now you got Venus opposite Pluto, 2 degrees. This happens once a year and you're going to feel it. You're really, really going to feel this. Happens days before, days after. Like, you're really going to feel. This is an opposition. They're not seeing eye to eye. Therefore, you may not see eye to eye with someone else. Okay. Now, what's really interesting about this for you, when I see what's happening, is that this may be something that has to do with health, spiritual health as well. Okay. So you could just be tested spiritually when it comes to love, money, and work. Okay. Creative projects, things like that. Yeah, even health could be nice thing eye to eye with a vet or a doctor or a nurse or a personal trainer. It just there's a thing here. Yeah, but again, when I see what's happening for you, because it is your sixth house, we are in Virgo season, but that brings in that partnerships, relationships. Yeah, it can be love and money, and there can be a little bit of jealousy and obsession. That's what happens when Venus is opposite Pluto. Yeah, that power struggle. There could be some power struggles here. It's Pluto. So remember, Pluto goes deep and really excavates. So yes, around this time, secrets can be revealed. Yeah, even deep desires coming to the surface. Okay, so use this. I always say use these aspects. Don't let them use you. All right, but there's definitely something here. Um, the fact that remember Pluto Aquarius is your 12th house. And so the reason why I'm harping on this for you, Pisces, is because you're the that's your home. Okay. The 12th house is your home. You rule the 12th house. It's very nebulous. It's it's healing, it's intuition, it's spirituality. But the lower expressions can come out, and the lower expressions would be like self-sabotage or hidden enemies. Yeah. And with an aspect like this, when secrets come to the surface, you may find out that there's someone that you thought supported you is actually not. Yeah. And it could be work or career, or it's your sixth house. So just keep that in mind. It could be like a colleague or whatnot. And really think about whatever you're investing your time and energy in. Again, there just may be something or someone here that's really testing your belief, self-belief. There's true emotional depth here. Yeah. So remember, with Mars and Libra, honesty, compromise, patience, all of that. Okay. Then you'll be fine. Yeah. You know that. Stay frosty, be cool, and always be the better person in a situation. Always be the best version of yourself. So use these aspects. And when I say use these aspects, you look at what's happened for you. You can build like these amazing, intense connections. Yeah. Have a huge creative breakthrough. Even if there's like a little bit of a squeeze, that's your moment to have your Kevin Bacon footloose angry dance, letting it all out. Yeah. So anyway, the last time we had this was July 11th to the 12th, 2024 last year. What happened for you? What happened? See what happened. Okay. Now, the other thing is that then that time it could have been a friend. Now, yes, so if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for a rising or your moon, or for your sister, or your best friend, or for your landlord, whoever it is, yeah, all the fire and air signs are really going to feel this. They're really good. I'm talking about all these aspects, okay? All the Venus aspects. But but everyone's going to feel it, right? They're going to feel it really strongly. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets 0 to 3 degrees in Aries, Leo, Aquarius, or Gemini, you'll feel it the most. Okay. Now, the other thing is the reason I feel that there's going to be a test of your belief system, inner wisdom, how you see things, your perspective on things, is because we pretty much have, it's not on the whiteboard, but I mean, we have a very loose T square with the moon, and the moon will be in Scorpio. And so, if you're a subscriber, I've talked about the moon in Scorpio. It does have an intensity to it. And you got it squaring both. It's at the apex, right? So, yeah, it's squaring Venus and Pluto. And Pluto just happens to be the ruler of Scorpio. So, Scorpio rules your ninth house. So, that is spirituality. So, you've got your two very spiritual houses activated during this time with the Venus Pluto opposition. We'll talk about more in the second spread, okay? Because there's more. It's all about how you handle the energy, to be honest, right? Now, here's the other thing. Pluto's going to go out of bounds this week. Here, like nobody's ever. Another thing that nobody's ever experienced. Like, when was the last time you heard of Pluto? Like, Mars was out of bounds for a little bit this month, or this year. Pluto has such a long orbit, but what does this mean? The easiest way to explain it is that you are ready for transformation no matter what. You're all in. It's all or nothing. It's my way or the highway. I want this revolutionary breakthrough. and huge, deep transformation. And yeah, nothing's going to stop you. That is Pluto out of bounds. Remember, Pluto is a planet of death and rebirth, of transformation, of regeneration. And the fact that you've got Mars and Libra connecting with Pluto in Aquarius too, Mars and Libra in your 8th house, that's Pluto's home. So again, you're wanting change. And a lot of it is circumstances. You're like, okay, I'm done with this. I just want my new life now. And you're gonna make it happen. Now, speaking of making it happen in new life, look at what's happening here. Uh yeah. You got a trumpet or a trombone, whatever it is. Thursday, the 28th of August, you have Uranus and Gemini, sextile Neptune and Aries. Again, remember Neptune's your modern ruler. So you feel this, but this is huge. 1 degree, new beginnings. Just like Saturn, sextile Uranus 2 weeks ago. Yeah, both that aspect, this aspect, they're both part of the prism portal. They're the legs of the prism portal. Uh, Big, because this we have not seen since the late 1960s. There's been about 60 years, and this is more of a movement of the collective, yeah, of humanity. When you're seeing things, yeah, change. So I talk a lot about this in your August forecast. So I'm just going to let you, go back to that. But just remember this prism portal. So this, remember, I told you I'm going to tell you when it's years long now, the prism portal. Many, many, many years. But 2025 to 2027 are the most pivotal years of this decade. And you're going to see change. You've already seen a lot of change. Yeah. You're going to see a lot more in weeks to come. And so this is one of those aspects that's going to bring that change. And it's one of the reasons why I launched Great Awakener, by the way, because it's not just the astrology. FYI, when I say 2025 to 2027, really big years. And it's not just the astrology, and I've explained this before. It's, there's so many different cycles, whether it's historical, geophysical, whether it's, the Kali Yuga, whatever it is. There's so many cycles converging right now. Okay? Expect some big change. And that's why I'm saying put yourself where you want to be by February 2026. Take that inspired action out. You create your reality. All right. But what is this? It's consciousness changing. It's a collective conscious, a collective unconscious. Uranus and Gemini, that's the mind. It's innovation. It's the future and the breakthroughs, right? Neptune and Aries, that's the higher mind. That's that visionary, the dream, the is very spiritual. Okay. Think of the late 1960s. Now, merge those two planets' energies together. That's what you're getting. And it was Albert Einstein, Pisces, right? Who said imagination is more important than knowledge. Here, you get the best of both worlds. And you get all that inspired innovation, personal revolution, there's creative breakthroughs, everything that you've been seeking. This is really big because remember, Neptune in Aries, that's very profound. It's in your 2nd house. What did I say? Self-worth, self-value. There's something here where it's just really moving for you. It's really special. And the 2nd house is also like, like I said, like your material possessions, your physical world, and money. Money, 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 and things that have to do with home. If some of y'all are realtors, like this is, yeah, I'm just saying it's your 4th house. So that's even like property matters, real estate, things that have to do with home. But either way, it's a lot of security. Yeah. But it's in this very transcendent way. Like you're gonna have these huge breakthroughs. I'm very excited for you. And remember, like I said, many years. Okay. It's like a slow drip of the prison portal. And there's going to be peaks. Like now is one of the peaks. So your life is changing. Okay. Your mind is changing and evolving. Your, even maybe your life purpose may be changing, whatever it is. It was Heraclitus that said the only constant in the world is change. He also said you cannot step into the same river twice. He would have loved memes. Thank you, Heraclitus. But it's so true. We're always the same person. Every moment we have is unrepeatable. Okay. They're always unique. They're so unique.
So you have to be in the moment. You have to be in the moment to take that inspired action. Okay. You have to be aware. I made up the word awareness, right? Awareness, clarity. Okay. And this is all part of your personal growth and your journey. And again, striving to be the best version of yourself and vibrating at that high frequency on your spiritual journey. Yeah. Again, why I launched Great Awakener, so I can help through the process. And also just showing you I'm living proof that yes, you create your reality. Y'all saw, if you saw my live streams, you saw what I went through to get to this point. Whoa. And the second thing is like, yeah, like I said, every single person on this planet is going through change. You're seeing it. Okay. And everyone's going to be doing new things. It's your evolution. And so Uranus, sextile Neptune, it's really going to show the change of the collective. But again, we are the collective. You are the collective. Now, who's going to feel this the most? It really will be the fire signs and the air signs again. But Neptune being your modern ruler, yes. So, and if you have any planets between 0 to 3 degrees, in any of those signs, well, I would say mostly like, well, yes, Aries and Gemini for sure. And then I would throw in Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius. Yeah. Okay. Even Libra. I'll throw in Libra. Anyway, that's it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Pisces, for this week. That is bonkers. Oh gosh. Well, let me. I'm gonna pick that up. Hopefully it doesn't. Can you even hear me? No, you can't. Okay, so Pisces. One last thing. Sunday, August 31st. If you want to write this down, because this weekend is going to be really big. It's going to be really, really big, and you're going to have a lot of like career moments if you're here for that, or even some fame, because your 10th house is going to be lit up with the moon in Sagittarius. But the main thing that I want to tell you is that Mercury, that's in Leo, remember, is going to be trining Chiron in Aries. And that's really great because we're coming after the sun in Leo, trining Chiron in Aries. So now all of that healing that you're doing last week, now it's like healing words with Mercury, right? Healing minds. It's inspiring, or communicating that communication that inspires you, or repairs wounds, or helps heal wounds and soothes them. But it is fiery with Mercury in Leo, Chiron in Aries, and then the moon in Sagittarius. All the fire signs like lit up over the weekend. So just be mindful of that. I feel like there's going to be a lot of words exchanged, but in a healing way. But in the healing way, it can be very like Melissa McCarthy jumping on Kristen Wiig and Bridesmaid saying, snap out of it. You got that police officer Irish guy that loves you. You got a donut shop to run, or cupcakes. And she did. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, August 25th to the 31st. Pisces, come on, y'all crack me up. If you where am I? I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Pisces, y'all my secret crush, you know that. And thank you all for everyone who has signed up for Great Awakener. It means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. I'm so excited. Y'all are amazing. And please, yes, check it out. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on here. Oh wow, Pisces. You there is something this week that it's just like, wow, you are ready for something new in a big way. And there's a sense of like calm while you seek the new. But let's get started. You're good. You're absolutely good. I'll give you a world tour twirl. I don't know. I'll give you maybe even, well, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that. Let's start. You got the Page of Swords. Already you're ready for the new. A lot of y'all have already started something new, And now it's like you're in learning mode. You're like a sponge. You're being very enthusiastic about all of this. But a lot of y'all are moving into this week with the new. Again, all that new stuff, Venus with all the aspects of the degree of new beginnings under the window of the new moon in Virgo as we move into Virgo season, a whole new season. Come on, big. Yeah. So amazing. I love it. Put yourself on that timeline. All right. It seems like y'all are seeking something new too. It's like there's this sense of like, I have so much enthusiasm to use this sword to become the king of swords one day. And just it's really, really refreshing because look, you got another page. You got the page of wands. So you got two pages, and pages bring that fresh, new energy, that enthusiasm, that eagerness. And yes, they're really young, but they're still in the royal court. So really big here. Page back to back pages. Like, what is going on? What's going on? So yeah, you can expect new and being inspired to move in this new direction with a page of wands in the heart of your spread. The page of wands who's so compelled. Look at him holding on to that wand. He's not going to let go. Look at him. He's like looking at the leaves. Look at him in that desert landscape. Yeah. This is the page of wands. This is someone who's got great creative energy and imagination, and it's wands. There's that spirited energy of action and ambition. Wow, he's going to turn that desert landscape into this lush, like verdant garden, oasis of his passions. And so are you. So are you. There's something new here. One's a lot of work energy, like I said, that y'all are going through. But again, just think of just your passions. It's Venus and Leo. Yeah, this is a lot of passion. And he set out to transform his life. That's the page of all the males in the wands in the courts. Wow. And then you got that Eight of Swords in your challenge area. So two things here. One, y'all are ready. You're out of this place of if you felt that a lot was going on up here, and maybe a lot was, you're ready. And that's why you have these two pages back to back. Okay. But the other thing is be ready. Okay. Be ready to try these new things, to move in this new direction. It's a brand new era, and you want to acclimate and you want to create your reality. Eight of Swords, you can see her frozen and she's tired and the blindfold, all of that. And so there is a sense of, we call this a self-victim card. Like she put herself here, but she put herself here because she had this belief, somehow it got to her that she couldn't believe in herself. Secondly, she believes she built this sanctuary with those swords where the reality is it's a prisoner of your thoughts, right? With sword suit. So that's the thing. There may be something here. The bigger energy is you're coming out of something where you were like a little bit, but now you're like, F it. I'm gonna. So that's great. Secondly, yeah, there's someone else involved who may not want to move forward with you on something. You got to be there. Remember, this is a week of compromise. You have to have some conversations. This is a week you're going to have conversations that may be hard. All right. I'll just put it up there. That's how it is with Venus opposite Pluto, but a lot of other things I'm going to talk about in the second spread. But you're going to be fine as long as, just compromise, be patient. There just may be someone, that you have to help to. Okay. Remember, there's some hard aspects that, it's Venus opposite Pluto, to be honest. And they're squaring the moon in Scorpio. Speaking of the moon, you got the Four of Cups. And it's attributed to moon in Cancer. And so, there is a little bit of, look, Seven of Swords too. So that's why I'm saying there's a little bit of like this enthusiasm. Let's go. Let's do it. I want this new stuff, and new things are happening for me. And pages are even messengers. There could be something new that you're announcing to other people. that you're doing, or this new place that you're in your life, or you know what I mean. But that Four of Cups and that Seven of Swords, Four of Cups is, there is a little bit of this card being associated with like not really being satisfied emotionally, and there may be a little bit of, okay, I don't even care anymore, like that kind of energy. You see the Hand of Spirit offering him a fourth cup. He's already got three, and this is like, it's in his eyes, so there's no illusion here. He sees it. Yeah, he's crossing his arms, crossing off his heart, and he's in just a place where he's not really open to receiving. So this is all about raising your frequency and having that gratitude. There's something here where it may be, the reason why this is happening. So again, you want to feel inspired. You want to vibrate at that high frequency of love and compassion and gratitude and self-love. Yeah. Because that changes everything. Okay. Because there's something here saying you haven't gotten what you wanted. All right. But remember, everything is divine timing. Yeah. And this is already a good start for you to get what you want. Yeah. So that is, when I say like gratitude, right? It's like maybe there's something that you haven't gotten yet. And keyword yet, it's a weekly reading, right? Think about the fact that you have a roof over your head, that you have Chex Mix and Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, have the gratitude for, your family, your friends, things that you have. There are people out there that have nothing, right? So that's what this is saying, all right? And that changes everything. Yeah. Seven of Swords and the root of your spread. There's something here where it's just, we've got to be honest with ourselves about something, all right? And no holding anything in. Remember, Venus opposite Pluto has got to be a big deal. Remember, it said secrets come to the surface. That can be you. But it can be you revealing something. Like, again, like, hey, everybody, I started my new job at the, wheel store. Whatever it is. Seven of Swords, another moon card. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, like, let's process some things, our emotions, our feelings, and trust our intuition. Okay. Because it feels like you're holding something in. Yeah, maybe something here. It's like, I'm not letting any people. Yeah. But I feel like it needs to come out. I might clarify some things. Let's just keep going. You got the Six of Cups in your future. Everything's gonna be, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. Look across. All right. So bring everything together. Mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit. All right. Really feel that energy and really feel optimistic about the direction you're going. So much optimism in the Six of Cups. It's letting your hair down. It's a lot of energy here that is it's just like tapping into your inner child. Yeah. A lot of friendship energy. It's that like warm, fuzzy feeling in your belly. It's really beautiful. Okay. And a place of comfort. It's the biggest house in tarot, by the way. And so comfort, security, protection, all of that. I'm gonna show you something here. You see that? You see all the way in the back here, the guard that's leaving. They don't need him anymore. You don't need that anymore. You don't need to feel guarded or anything. Like, you're gonna be fine on this new journey. All right. And so just be grateful for everything that's about to come through for you. But yeah, definitely something's gotta, yeah. All right. So anyway, let's look at your stuff. Pisces. Y'all are amazing. Gosh, it's one of those days. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what's happening. I want to know about the moving home stuff too. That may be a thing, but again, it's a great aspect. You may be moving in with someone, buying a property that you've been looking for, the price went down, things like that, things that may surprise you. So your husband may come home with like a box of cookies, whatever it is. There's something here that's nice. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is really great. But there is, okay, I'll show you something. You got the Two of Pentacles. Yep. So yeah, spend that time just kind of like having that because there's a little bit of a disconnect here, right? Like this in this there's with what's happening across your cross. So spend that time. You can see it right here, right? Juggling the pentacles. You can see it right here. There feels like there's a little bit of imbalance. Have that balance. Remember, you got Mars and Libra in your eighth. It's part of your transformation. But as part of your transformation, you got to know, am I spending too much time with, my friends, not enough time with my dog? Am I spending too much time at work? Not enough time with, my husband, whatever it is, find that balance. Okay. Because it does look like there's going to be some change, as you can see. And so that may be something you may want to prioritize. And yeah, it is pentacles as well. So there may be something here, like I said, with job and career and work. What makes sense for you? Okay. And it feels very new to you. It feels very new to you. And that's why that may be a little bit of like, what's helpful is being in Virgo season, where again, it's like really like being practical and getting things done. So have that moment because you got that 10 of wands and your external factors area. And so the great news is that 10 is the end of the suit, but there is a sense of like, are you doing too much? Are you carrying on too much? Is there a reason why you're taking on other people's responsibilities, perhaps? Or there's a little bit of like boulder on your shoulder energy here, a little bit of burnout energy with that 10 of wands as well. So that could be really fueling you into doing this new thing and inviting and manifesting this new thing into your life, right? But then again, some of it just may not be happening as soon as you want, as fast as you want. That's why you have that patience and right. But the other thing, it might be someone else that is part of your journey, yeah, who it just feels they may feel a little bit distant, and you may have to have a conversation. All right, now you have the star. Great, move forward, keep going. This card is all about healing. This is all about being able to express yourself. It comes after the tower. You saw your last week's reading, yeah, so this is great. Okay, this is great. This is also, you see the water barrier here. This card is Aquarius, right? Foot in the water, foot on the ground. Yeah. It really is like I talked about subconscious, the conscious. I talked about even like merging what's real, with what's ideal, what Saturn and Neptune is doing right now. But at the same time, you're wanting things to grow in your world in this new way, right? So I really love this. This card is all that inner wisdom. So it really is just, again, I think that because you're going to be tested spiritually this week, you see that here with that 4 of Cups, even with that 7 of Swords, be prepared for it, and get excited to pass that test. Yeah, that's 6 of Swords and your final outcome. You're ready. You're good. That's all about like moving forward. Any chaos, anything that was going on up here, like I said, for a lot of y'all, it feels like you're coming out of something. You're ready to, even do some shadow work coming out of that. And that's very possible with Mars and Libra in your 8th house. 6 of Swords, more comfort. I love this. You can even see, I'm going to show you. Wait, did you get? Yeah. So that's 6 of Cups. 6, I mean, I'm just going to show you. Like, look at the swords in front of the boat. It's protecting them. There's protection here. Look at the ferryman kind of hovering over, the woman and her child. There's protection, there's comfort, that security. Same thing here, but of the mind. And so this is just saying, yeah, there's things that may have happened, but you're going to get to a place where you're like, that happened. I'm not going to get stuck in that energy. I'm not going to put my energy there anymore. I'm just going to move forward. That's the best way forward. Pisces, what are we doing here? Okay, I'll do one. What do I want to do? I'm gonna do that I would do that 4 cups. Yeah, see, you raise your frequency and then look at your mindset. Yeah, it just whoosh, mind over matter. And here's the other thing, the Chariot. How funny, you got these 2 Cancer cards, and Cancer, remember, rules your 5th house. And that is fun and pleasure and love and romance, creativity, creative projects, all of that I talked about. Remember, that's Leo's home. So with Jupiter in Cancer exalted there right now, there may be something here where it's like, okay, I don't have those things yet, but when I raise my frequency, we all know how the law of attraction works, right? Then boom, boom, boom. And when I said mind over matter, you see that the charioteer doesn't have he didn't have any reins. So how is he actually controlling the sphinxes? Up here. It's that willpower. Yeah. Use it. Use Mars and Libra right now in your 8th house of transformation. Amazing. And it's aligning with, look at the stars in its canopy, exactly with what you're hoping for, what you're wishing for. This is you taking that action and not looking back and not stopping. It was Confucius who said, doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you do not stop. Pisces, y'all are amazing. All right, next week. Well, yeah, you got okay. We're gonna do September. So Pisces, take action this week. September, a lot of things are gonna happen. You have an eclipse in your sign. Yeah, you know that, right? September, it's the first week of September, by the way. It's a little, bumpy. And then you have an eclipse in your sign. So take all that action out. Because it's a great window that you still have. And I'm not saying that, and again, September is still great. It's just that first week. There's a couple things I'll talk about, but there's some really wonderful things happening. But it's just indicating your life is changing, right? Now, and the second spread, yeah. Oh gosh, we have that grand air trine. We'll talk about that. There's stuff happening. Juno's in the mix, big time. So there really can be something with the courts, law, legal stuff that this week. And then Ceres is also very active. Right? Ceres is Virgo's asteroid, planetoid. So yeah, she's gonna be opposite Mars in your 8th. So there may be some money stuff, but we'll talk about the second spread. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Pisces, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You got some new stuff happening into a place that's bringing you to a lot of comfort, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Take that inspired action. All right, Pisces, thank you. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.